Okay, so we're going to make bracelet beads. So you've got the little bead using the cutters here. This one has a hole in it, so you can run a stretchy string through it, or you can do it with the little eye hooks, and then you could connect it like this with a jump ring, however you want to do it. I will start out to show you how to put the hole in it. This is how I do it. So you can use the cutter straight up, or you can dip it in a little bit of water. Sometimes that helps a little bit. I'm using double thickness on my pasta machine, so it's a little thicker. So I'm going to use a little bit of water. But just push it on in. And if you're like me and have no strength, you can just stick a tile on top and just give it an extra push. Give it a little wiggle. I'm going to put this one in too, doing both at the same time. If you really push it in there. I have very weak arms, so. But it's a little hard because they're short and I'm using double thick. But if you give it a little wiggle there, makes it easier. It's easier on the thinner. I'll show you both. You can just pop it on out. Now it's stuck in there, so you'll need something to push it out. It's okay, you can smooth out any lumps. Just give it a little push there. There we go. This is just a little silicone brush. Just silicone. Just makes it really easy to push it out. But I wanted to show you if you have to use the end and you get a little lump. So put it down and you just smooth it out with your finger. You can smooth the lump out. And you're going to want to do that anyway because you want to make sure there's no little clingy edges. It happens with the 3D printed cutters. They're not perfectly sharp. So you just wipe away the little stringies. Keep it to its shape there. Sorry about my fingers. I don't know why they look so big all of a sudden. Alrighty. Once it looks good, just make sure that there's no crevices. So that's got a little ding right there from my silicone brush. Takes a few minutes. It's not too bad. It's better to do it now than do it after and try to sand any of that. So, alrighty. So it looks good. So, now to put your hole in. So, because these are small, you can hold them right between your fingers. And you just take a skewer, a needle tool, whatever you might have. This is just a skewer, like for kebabs. There you go. So when you bake it, you're going to want to put it down on your tile. Make sure you push it back together so it doesn't lose its shape. Make sure your hole stays open. And as long as you tap it onto the tile, it's not going to cook in a funny shape. And you can fix any boo-boos. And the same thing with this one. See, it's got a little bit of edges there. If your clay is really conditioned, it's not as bad. I didn't condition this right before I used it. I did it a little while ago. This one's a little bit harder. You gotta figure out where you're going there. Oops, I missed. And just go down about halfway, and then you flip it over. And, oops, I'm out of screen. Sorry. Do it again. Hopefully you meet in the middle. Sometimes you don't. You gotta start over, but shouldn't be too bad. There it is. And this only needs to be big enough for your stretchy thread. If you're using Stretch Magic or anything like that, I have Stretch Magic right here. So this one is 0.039. So you just need it to be able to go through the hole. So whatever you have that you can put a hole in there, that'll fit that. It's always good to check because it's harder to make the hole bigger after you bake it unless you have a little drill tool. But you'll just want to get all the edges. Get it all the right shape again. And then double check your hole to make sure you didn't just squish it, because, you know, that's easy enough to do. Hole's fine. So you can just bake those. I usually bake them for about a half hour. They're pretty thick. They're double thickness, so about a half hour on those. So that's how you do it that way. Now, you can do basically the same thing. Sorry. If you want to add an eye hook, just pretend that this hole wasn't there. You would just, it's hard to do in the camera here, find the middle. Stick it on in there and twist it so it gets a good grip. Now you can untwist it and glue it back in once it's baked. That way you know for sure that it is nice and stuck, because if it's not nice and stuck, it's going to come off, and you don't want anybody to lose their bracelet bead. You can screw it the rest of the way in. I usually just kind of push it in and then take them back out and glue them. So you just want the hole in there. I bake them with it in there. Then I'll just take it back out. And just take off your fingerprints. You can do this on a screen piece. So if you do some silk screen, I should have done that. But if you do silk screen, you can do it with that. Or you can do a piece of cane. You can do a piece of mokogane or a piece of cane. Just basically the same thing. You'll just put cut a piece out. This one I did and flipped it over on itself, so I had the same pattern on both sides because it was a veneer that I had made a while ago. So I'm not sure how well this is going to work because this has been sitting about 9 months, so we'll see. Oops, I can't see. Really the hardest part is getting it out of there. These are the little tiniest ones. These are the 1 inches. The bigger ones aren't this hard. It's just because I picked the little ones. I like the little ones. So Once again, there's going to be little edges, a little bit harder probably on these because, like I said, this has been sitting around for like 9 months. So it's not fresh cane, so it's not nice and conditioned. But the more smoothing you do now means you don't have to sand these. And they're tiny. You really don't want to sand them. You can, you know, if you like that sort of torture. But if you smooth them out real good and then bake them, then you don't have to worry about it. So once you're happy with it, you can just put a hole in the middle there. Or you could put an eye screw in the end. I like doing the holes because I like the stretchy cord. So you just put it back in its shape, and then you can go ahead and put it back on your tile and bake it. Now if you want to use a cane, that could be a lot of fun because you can choose what areas you want to cut out. So depending on, you know, if you use kaleidoscope, this is one of kaleidoscope canes. I don't know whose tutorial I followed, probably Pandora, because I love is her. So you can do anything you want, go anywhere you want, decide what you want to do. Kind of like right there in the middle. Now this is a very thick piece of cane, and it's been sitting for at least 6 months. So you might have to throw a little prayer in there for this one, that it comes out okay. Because, you know, if you don't touch it for a while, it gets a little bit difficult, but it's looking good. Because this one's so thick, I'm just pushing on the back side. It's pretty thick. You can make thinner ones. I like the bigger beads. I think they're prettier. But we're going to show you how to put foil on one. And it's one of the thinner. So there's that. Getting that out is going to be fun. But it's a cane, so I can just smooth it all up. So I can use this part. Definitely should have put water on it. There we go. So I'm just going to lay it down and smooth it out. Take all the bumps out. And then I can decide if I want to. I'll probably put eye hooks in this one, the gold eye hooks. I think that'd be pretty. But you just get it all pretty again. And wipe your fingerprints off because this is a cane, so you don't want your fingerprints on there. You can throw a little rubbing alcohol and it'll do it, but you gotta be careful because it can eat right through the clay. And it does have a design, so I just kind of rub it. I got glitter on it. I got glitter everywhere. Alright, so that's how you can do it with a piece of cane. So what else we got here? Alright, so let me clear this off for you so it's not so messy to look at. Some people are probably freaking out because their OCD is kicking in. I do not have OCD. I like a mess. It's easier for my brain. So we've got a piece that's already dry. I will go ahead and paint one for you. This is just nail foil adhesive that I got online. You can use the deco foil stuff too, but I bought this a while ago and I like it. So, and this one's dries really fast. So you just put a thin layer You don't have to go over it more than once. Make sure you get all the edges though, because, you know, you want all the edges. And you can go all the way around this if you want to. You don't have to just do the top and the bottom. You can do the sides. It's easy enough. So once it dries, it will dry clear. Now this stays sticky a lot longer than the deco one. So I've got a couple different foils to look at. I don't know which one I want to use. Oop. Well, I guess I'm using that one because I just dropped it. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna lift it up. It's not stuck enough. I think I'm okay. Nope, it's staying. Okay. That's the one we're using, guys. I'll try to get the other one to dry. We can try to use it pretty. I wanted to use this one, but that's okay. So you just, since it's already stuck on there, you just rub it in like you did the other foils if you watched my other foil video. But you rub it in really good. And that's why I like this little silicone brush, because you can kind of push down with it. It gets a good seal down. And, you know, if you think it's not down enough, you can go over it with the edge. Just get those edges. You can use your fingernail. I mean, just whatever it takes to get pressure on those. Because this one, once it's down, it's literally ripping off a Band-Aid. So once it's done, you just grab the bead, grab the plastic, and pull it off. So there's your design. Unfortunately, because I wasn't able to place it nicely, it doesn't have much on there. But you do get the idea of what that would look like. Let's see. This one over here is almost dry. Let me blow on it here. You can use any of the foils from Amazon. You can get them from eBay. I mean, there's so many places that you can get those foils from. And they're just a couple dollars. I was going to try to get a whole bunch in and have them for you guys, but then COVID happened, and most of the places where I get them, like Alibaba or Wish or whatever, the shipping pretty much stopped when COVID hit. So I would only get a couple of each style, and then that would be a big tease. Here, 2 people can buy them. Yeah, so I just kept them for myself, and now I'm playing with them. So that one's almost dry, so it should be okay. So we just decide where we want to place it. This one's got lots and lots of choices. So I'm going to go ahead, go right there. And remember, you want design side up, because the underside is just the foil. So you want design side up. Once you get it placed on there, I might have missed the corner right there. That's a bummer. But like I've said before, I am not perfect. So just rub it down. I mean, you don't have to sit here for an hour, but you want to make sure that it's nice and stuck, because you can lift it up and put it back down again, but it's just easier if you just get it all done the first time. And these are so small that really it doesn't take long. Gotta rip off that Band-Aid. There we go. Ta-da! And if you want to, I mean, you can put glue on all the sides, and you can do the whole thing. I mean, you don't have to just leave it all by itself. So, with the bracelet kit, you get 1 full set of cutters. I have the rest of them somewhere out right here. This one is the Marquise, and it comes with, this one comes with little itty bitty pins, so you can stick little itty bitty eye pins in there. And then it comes with the little eye screws. And it comes with, this one comes with hummingbirds. And then you'll get a selection of, I think the hummingbirds have flower screens or foils. But you'll get a little strip of a couple, I think you get 3 strips of foils. You don't get the glue. You're going to have to get that yourself. Like I said, you can get it on Amazon. They're like $4.99, I think. And this will last you pretty much the rest of your life. So, I hope you guys like that. I hope that you give it a try. I do have a few of the bundles left that you get this collection of stuff. Otherwise, you can buy the little cutters individually. They come in 1 inch, 1 1/4, and 1 1/2 inch. So the 1 1/2 inch, it's pretty big, but it still can be used, and it's still fun. And give them a try. Let me know how you guys do. Sorry this video was so long. I hope I taught you everything you needed to know. Bye.